Hi everyone, in this video we will learn to do 3-period lesson with adjectives, comparatives and the superlatives. So we'll always begin with adjectives first. In order to do the adjectives, we'll take the two extremes of a material, whatever material you have. So here I take two extremes. This is big. This is small. Big, small. You may repeat a few more times and then we can move to the second period. Can you please show me big? Can you please show me small? Remember to extend second period. You may do that by changing some cubes, or you may change the position of the cubes you already have on the table and ask the same question again. Can you now show me big? Can you now show me small? Alright. Once you are sure that the child can now pronounce the words big and small easily, we move on to the third period, asking him, what is this? If the child says cube, you may add big or small. What is this? Big or small? Then the next step is to teach the comparatives, but make sure that you don't do comparatives on the same day you have done adjectives. Wait for a few days and you can do it some other day, simply. We'll do the comparatives in 4 different steps. Firstly, we do 2 periods with first comparative, for example, bigger. Then we do 2 periods with the second comparative, which in this case is the smaller. Then we do the second period with bigger and smaller together, right? So all the first 3 steps, during all the first 3 steps, we deal with only till second period. We don't go to the third period. And finally, having done these 3 steps, we move on to the 4th step, which is doing third period with the comparatives. So let's do that. First comparative first. So, having selected the 3 big cubes, I'm going to ask a question to the child. Are they big blocks or small blocks of the pink tower? So, because the child has already done big and small, he knows they are big blocks of the pink tower. So, he probably would say big. And we say, yes, they are all big, but this one is slightly bigger than this one, and this one is slightly bigger than this one, bigger than this, bigger than this. You may repeat a few more times and then move on to the second period. You can also say that this one is bigger than both of these. And then we move on to the second period. Can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit bigger than this one? Can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit bigger than this one? And can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit or slightly bigger than this one? Remember, we extend second period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the position of the cubes first. So having changed the positions, we can ask again the same question. Can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit bigger than this one? And can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit bigger than this one? You can also say, can you please show me the cube which is bigger than both of these? Bigger than both of these, all right? To further extend the second period, we can add more cubes and continue asking the same question. Can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit bigger than this one? Or can you please show me the cube which is slightly bigger than this one? Can you please show me the cube which is bigger than this one? And continue like this, all right? So when you have done 2 periods with the first comparative, you stop and you move on to the second comparative. Don't do the third period here. Don't ask what is this at this stage. All right, let's start the first period with the second comparative. So here again, I take 3 small consecutive cubes and I ask the child the same question. Are they big blocks from the pink tower or are they small blocks from the pink tower? And the child says they are the small ones. And I say, yes, they are all small, but this one is slightly smaller than this one. And this one is slightly smaller than this one. I may repeat a few times. Smaller than this. Smaller than this. Both of these are smaller than this one. You can also say that. Then I can move on to the second period, asking the child the same question. Can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit smaller than this one? Can you please show me the cube which is smaller or just a little bit smaller or slightly smaller than this one? To extend further, I can add more cubes. And I can say, can you now show me the cube which is just a little bit smaller than this one, or the cube which is slightly smaller than this one? So here I have completed 2 periods with both the comparatives, with the bigger and with the smaller. At this stage we can move on to the third step of introducing the comparatives, which is doing the second period with both the comparatives, bigger and smaller. So here you can ask the same question again. Can you please show me the cube which is just a little bit bigger than this one or smaller than this one? Can you please show me the cube which is slightly bigger than this one or smaller than this one? Can you please show me the cube which is smaller or just a little bit smaller than this one or bigger than this one? And continue like this. All right. So having done both the comparatives and completing 2 periods with both the comparatives, now we can easily move on to the third period. For the third period, you can take any random set of cubes and you can do the third period. For example, this set. Here, we'll be posing a question to the child. You know, third period is, what is this period? So I'll be asking the same question. What is this as compared to this one? Bigger or smaller? Now, please watch the finger movement closely. What is this as compared to this one? Fingers go back. Bigger or smaller? What is this as compared to this one? Bigger or smaller. So let's begin our 3-period lesson with the superlatives, the biggest and the smallest, all right? For this 3-period lesson, again, you'll not do it the same day you finish your 3-period lesson with the comparatives, you'll do it on another day. So you can take any random set of cubes, or you can have the whole pink tower arranged here in sequence. It can be done both ways. So once you have the material laid out, you can start your 3-period lesson by introducing, the first period. This is the smallest amongst all. This is the biggest amongst all. All right? The smallest, the biggest. I can remove a cube and that will change the biggest. For example, this. I can repeat the first period again. Amongst all these, now this is the biggest. And amongst all these, now this is the smallest. The biggest, the smallest. All right? Having repeated it a few times, then I can move on to the second period. Asking the child, can you please show me the biggest amongst all these? Can you please show me the smallest amongst all these? I can change the positions of the cubes. I can add more cubes and ask the same questions in order to extend my second period. Can you now show me the biggest amongst all these? Can you now show me the smallest amongst all these? Can you now show me the biggest amongst all these? Can you now show me the smallest amongst all these? And so on. Alright, having done the second period, I can now move on to the third period when I'm sure that the child can now pronounce the words the biggest and the smallest. So I'll be asking the child, what is this amongst all these? The biggest or the smallest? And what is this amongst all these? The biggest or the smallest? That's it, everybody. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in another video. Bye-bye.